Hello everybody, this is Jean. Today I'm working on some of Kylie's positivity cards. This is weeks 27 to 31. I haven't been very creative recently and I had to be very brave to actually start this at all. So the best I could do was to take a lot of little bits of painted paper and stick them onto the card. I then went over the whole thing with a coat of Mod Podge and then trimmed all the edges and put some black archival ink around the outside as a border. Didn't know where I was going with this at all, but into my mind came washi tape, and I just bought a whole load of new washi tape before I stopped being creative, and this is some Dina Wakley washi tape with faces on. So I've started to cover the card with this. I covered it all in the end, I think. Then I happened to have on the desk some crosswords. I was going to use it for a project, didn't get around to it, and so I cut out the letters that say the word brave and just stuck those onto the project. And here I'm just writing about what I've just said, really, that I wasn't feeling very creative, therefore it was quite brave to start. Even though I haven't been very creative, I have been watching videos, and this was a technique that I learned from Laurie Marie Jenkins. And I started by covering a jelly plate with hand sanitizer and then dripping on some alcohol inks, different colours, in reds and purples. And then I sprayed that with a bit of water. And then took a print from that onto the card and also onto some spare paper as well. And then, because this was play, I got out a new stencil, can't remember what it's called, and new Dilutions paint. I think this is banana custard, and stenciled that shape all over the card. And then again, because it was play, I took a black fine liner and I just played about. I outlined the shapes and then I did some doodling and just generally did some playing. I wish in retrospect I hadn't done quite so many of the shapes on the card. I'd left a bit more of the background showing through, but I was just playing. It's all part of trying to get back into being creative. And then I had these letter stickers, so I just used those to put the word play on the card. These are the extra prints that I got from the jelly plate, which I will use somewhere. And then here I'm just writing down what I've just said about really playing to get me back into being creative. Here I'm just gessoing a card just to get me started. No idea what I was going to do with this. But because I had Dilutions paints out, I used a sponge to apply some, again this is banana custard I think, to the card, and then followed that up with slate grey. Did dry the card in between. And because that looked a bit dark, I'm using white through a Tim Holtz dot stencil. And then I'm using a credit card just to put some black lines on And I think in my mind now, I'm thinking that they're going to represent the bars of a cage. And my card is actually going to be quite a cliche of freedom. Because as you'll see, I'm adding a flying bird. And I think that represents freedom to me. I'm sure it represents freedom to a lot of people. I use my little machine to write the word freedom and just stuck that on. And here, as with all the other cards, I'm writing about freedom after I've made the card. So this card represents learn, and I missed some footage here, but I painted the card with Titan Buff acrylic paint and dried it. And here I'm applying Vaseline and splodges, and then some purple acrylic paint over the top. And then I let that dry for quite a few hours, make sure it was absolutely thoroughly dry, and that's what it looked like. And I used a baby wipe to wipe off the Vaseline. And then you'll see me using paper towel to dry off the wetness of the baby wipe. And being a retired teacher, learning to me means blackboards and chalk. And these are very cheap stickers. And I'm just writing the word learn on here with a little bit of blackboard graffiti. In all of these cards, I've been trying to do the card first and then write about it later. So here I'm just writing the thoughts that I've just said as I went through making the card. And the last card in this group is Inspire. And all of these cards I felt in this group of 5 were linked to each other. And in all of them I have used inspiration from other YouTube artists. So for this card I just stuck down a previously painted stenciled piece of paper, and you saw me there writing the names of all the people that I watch on YouTube that inspire me and where I learn different techniques. Here I'm adding some gelatos in a peachy colour and then a yellowy orange colour, and then just activating those with water. And then I've got these little metal letters that spell out the word inspire. It's very obvious by now that the word is not going to fit on the card, but I keep trying. And in the end I offset the letters like this. And actually, when I look at the card in portrait form, I quite like the design of that, so I'm quite happy with that. And here I'm just writing about the inspiration I get from other YouTubers. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And remember to click that little bell icon if you want notifications of future videos. See you all again soon, I hope. Bye.